Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes MLB Wild Card Weekend Reactions and Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ. And again, we do ask that you please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Help us continue to grow and so that I can quit my day job. With that being said, let's get right into it. MLB playoffs are in full swing now with an epic wild card weekend that ended on Sunday with a Game 3 between the Padres and the Mets that I never thought would happen in a million years, but beyond happy it did. We will get right into that in a moment. But let's go ahead and take a look at everything that happened. You, of course, had the Rays versus the Guardians, the Mariners versus the Blue Jays, Philly versus the Cardinals, and the Padres versus the Mets. Padres and the Mets, the only game to go to 3, and it was interesting. The Mets decided not to go with DeGrom day 1. They went Scherzer. Then after losing day 1, they went with DeGrom in game 2, won that one, and then just absolutely put up a fucking goose egg against the Padres in game 3. Now, the big story coming out of there was Musgrove, pitcher for the Padres, was asked halfway through the game to have a foreign substance check. They checked behind his ears, his glove, everything, nothing to be found. And of course, that's because they couldn't get a fucking hit off of him to save his life. The Mets looked like an absolute train wreck, and they looked like an absolute train wreck the entire back half of the season. Obviously, being up 10.5 games, losing it to the Braves, being in this wild card spot, and then putting up a goose egg in the final game against the Padres. The Mets somehow have one of the best teams in baseball and still found a way to be the Mets. And I love more than anything nothing than seeing sad Mets fans, along with sad Yankees fans, sad Bama fans, sad Lakers fans, sad Cowboys fans, and the list goes on and on. Sad Duke fans, the usual. But hey, Mets, better luck next year. Hopefully they don't completely blow up the team, but honestly, if I'm the Mets, something obviously isn't working here. We can probably get some good price for like DeGrom for sure. We'll see what happens, obviously, in the offseason. But till then, Mets are going home. Padres will be going to LA to face the Dodgers starting on Tuesday. Damn, that's going to be a hell of a series. NL West matchup you'll love to see. Now, the Guardians, they had the home field advantage, and they took advantage of it, sweeping the Rays 2-0, just looking like an absolute machine. Obviously, that Saturday game felt like it would never end, going into 15 with relievers and closers just throwing absolute gas the entire time. No offense stood a chance until the bottom of the 15th there with the walk-off home run by Gonzalez. Hell of a way to end the wild card weekend for them. Guardians continuing to move on, which no one should find surprising. I mean, yes, they went through a name change and everything, but the Indians last year were a playoff team. They were a good squad. Guardians still building off of last season and being able to come away with the win. Shout out to them. Moving right along, AL, Mariners and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays had the home field advantage and couldn't do enough with it. Mariners were down 7-0 in the last little bit of, the final game. Came back to win 10-9. This Mariners team is a young squad. It is a young squad who has been so much fun to watch develop and form into this playoff team. I remember watching them in the first half of the season, not taking them in any bets or anything like that because you really didn't know what you're going to get. Now what you get is a rotation that is solid. You got young bats, you got young speed, and they don't know what they don't know. They don't know that they're not supposed to be here, and I think the Mariners are going to continue to roll. The last sweep of the weekend, you had the Phillies and the Cardinals. Phillies going up 2-0 against the Cardinals to end it, to finish the sweep. I think the Phillies have one of the best rotations that no one's talking about. I really do. They have a brutal 1-2 punch with Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. I mean, Suarez and Gibson are all right. Bailey is a questionable fifth there, but Wheeler, Nola, that is a 1-2 punch that I would compare to Scherzer and DeGrom, and yet Scherzer and DeGrom could get it done. The Phillies could get it done, and they will continue to get it done with that lethal 1-2 punch. I'm excited to see what the Phillies do. Who do they play next week? This week. The Phillies will go to play the Braves. That'll be a hell of an NLCS. Guardians are going to play the Yanks, and the Mariners are going to play the Astros. It's going to be a hell of a divisional matchup, and yeah, I will have more thoughts and my picks and everything later on tonight. But damn, Hell of a way for baseball to start off their postseason. This is why I love the wild card format, and I'm especially hyped that they expanded it to 12 teams. I know it doesn't mean a lot, but it did made for a nice 3-game series, a good weekend to go ahead and sprinkle in there with all the football and golf and everything like that. Again, the divisional matchups start tomorrow, Tuesday, the 11th. And continue on for Game 5 if needed through October 16th or 17th, depending on what games need to be played. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all MLB postseason matchups and information. I will be covering more later on tonight, so go ahead, like, share, and subscribe so I can quit my day job. Please let me know what you think of the MLB postseason in the comments down below. Would love to hear what everyone has to say. And with that being said, I've been the Perfect One, AJ, and we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.